Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I just released all the plugs that I use, and I think I need to talk to you guys about the plug rods and the equipment that I use when I'm out there fishing for the steelhead and I'm plugging. I love these reels. They're line counters. They're Lexas from Daiwa. Good reels, solid, good performers. They cast really well, even though I don't really need to cast them when I'm plugging. I just let them out. In long runs, in long, slow runs, I like to let them out 60. In shorter, faster water, shorter runs, I'll let them out, 40. It depends. If it's a real quick pocket, very rarely will I go lower than 30. And it's great to have the counters on here, so you don't have to. I used to have to pull the line out and then mark it at 60, mark it at 30, and then I'd have the color so I could see it go out. And then I started tying stuff off, so it was great when the line counters came out. And I showed you guys I like to use the high vis line. It helps so I can see where the plugs are in the water. I can watch the action, and I can see if there's a leaf fouling it up, make sure that the plugs are staying tuned. With the high vis line in low light conditions, foggy conditions, evening conditions, I can really see this. It really pops. And sometimes what I like to do is I'll tie a bumper off, and then I'll put some fluorocarbon down to the plug, even though you don't really need to do that because your plug's working down to it. But you never know. It is pretty bright, but I like to take all the guessing out. And then for the rods, so when I'm plugging in my boat, since I fish a lot of the coastal streams, I like to have smaller rods, but they need to have real flexible tips, so it allows that plug to really get the most out of that plug. So I've used a lot of plugs during the years, and my guru who taught me how to use plugs always told me that glass fly rods, if you had a glass long fly rod, those are like the best for the action of the plug. The plug can really do what it needs to do and doesn't get any resistance from the rod. So in my quest to find a good plug rod, I've gone through a whole bunch of them, and I finally settled on this one, and it is, put my glasses on so I can read it, G. Loomis IMX, the 98C, sorry guys, IMX 9800C HSR, 8'2" extra fast action, quarter to 1 ounce, 8 to 15 pounds. Now, I use this also for some salmon plugging too on the rivers that have smaller salmon. When I go to the bigger rivers, I like to have a little stouter rod and a little heavier reel. And I'll show you that when it gets into salmon season. But right now, we're on the precipice of steelhead season, and we're supposed to get some big rains here. So I'm expecting as soon as the rivers come into shape, we should have our first big runs of steelhead in. So guys, pretty much that's it for the plugging. I love the G. Loomis 8'2" IMX. It's a great rod. You put those Daiwa line counters on there. They really work well. So I'm also getting ready to start tying my own rods. I have a whole blank here, and I have a couple blanks. I'm going to go step by step, and I'm going to show you guys how I do it. I just got all the stuff here today. So be watching the next videos. I'm going to show you how to tie. I'm going to tie the very first rod for Scenic Adventures right here. It's going to have the Scenic Adventures emblem on it and everything. So we're going to do it for you right here. I'm going to show you how to spine the rod. Then I'm going to show you how to put everything on. So stay tuned, guys. Hopefully that plugging helps. I'll show you another fancy plug rod that I have that I like to use for myself when I'm in the back of the boat. I like the longer rod for the back of the boat so I can reach out over the sides. And I'll show you that rod. It's a cool looking rod. But anyways, till next episode, I'll talk to you guys later. See you on the river.